Welcome everyone to the Heaven on Earth Prayer Collective. My name is Kaia Ra. I am the international bestselling author of the Sophia Code and also an oracular activist for the Sophia Code International Movement and Mystery School. I want to welcome you to today's call. It's such an honor and a privilege for me to be able to come together in prayer and meditation with you during such intense and pivotal times that we are living in. Today we'll be resourcing the Sophia Code, which is a sacred text of divine feminine Christ teachings that has been given to us from the ascended masters of the Sophia Dragon Tribe. If you'd like to learn more about this book, about our mystery school, about anything at all, you can always contact us through my website, kaiara.com, KAIARA.com. So I feel so blessed for this platform at this time, and that I've dedicated and my team has dedicated so much time and energy over the past 4 years getting ready for what's happening right now. I knew that these times were coming. It was just a matter of when they would arrive, and here we are. And what's so interesting about these times is I shared in our spring equinox ceremony, the Embody Your Sovereignty equinox ceremony that we did on Thursday, which if you haven't participated in those activations to receive those higher self activations, you can absolutely purchase the replay on my website. On the links that we have on social media, or you can email us. It's a very powerful ceremony that you don't want to miss. These higher self activations into your sovereignty, they're essential right now. So for me, I know that in the depths of my soul, I've been traveling around the world for the past 3 years, going to as many places as I possibly can to activate light workers around the world with the living transmission of the Sophia Code as a sacred text. And I never wanted to speak in terms of fear or anxiety as I was doing that, as I was traveling around the world. But I also knew that there was a plan unfolding that is right before our eyes right now, which is that we are facing a global crisis that is asking us worldwide if we are ready to accept the sovereign divinity of our true nature. And when we make that decision, when we commit to that journey, which is a journey that goes far beyond a new age cliche of saying certain words to that sound powerful or cool, it's like, this is a pathway of true spiritual awakening, and that is what is being cried out for across this world. Most of our global population is currently in deep-seated fear and anxiety about very intense root chakra issues concerning life or death, health, caring for their families in extreme times, shortages of food supplies, and the threat of water shortage and medical supplies. I mean, anywhere you turn on the media, there's nothing but bad news and more bad news coming. And so it is up to us to really take a moment and step back and evaluate what's happening here. I've seen some interesting channelings online, people thinking they're channeling this virus, interesting spins on different ideas about what's happening with this virus. And I think people are doing the best they can to really reach into their hearts and find a way to tell the story from a positive, empowered place. And that intention I deeply honor. I want to say that it's probably not advisable to think you need to channel the consciousness of a virus to get your answers about what's going on. If you really want to tune into a frequency and a resonance that is going to effectively serve you in your understanding of how to navigate at this time, it is to tune into the frequency and resonance of your own higher self, of your own divinity, and of your direct communion with God. And in the Sophia Code, we call God Sophia, but I want to assure everyone in this call that every name of God is welcome here. So this resonance, this frequency, this crystalline resonance of sovereignty, of Sophia Christ consciousness is what we talk about over and over and over again in the Sophia Code. This book is a living transmission between two covers, and I've been sharing over the past 4 years since its release that just to have even one copy of the Sophia Code in your home is to set the frequency of your home to the resonance of sovereignty, of freedom, of your own divinity, orchestrating your reality in greater and greater ways. This is a beauty way prayer. So when we step back, we need to evaluate not just one facet of what's unfolding. We need to look at the big picture. And that's what we're going to do with the Ascended Masters today in meditation and prayer. Ultimately, I'd like to just look at the big picture with you for just about a couple of minutes. And then what I'd like to do is just go right into the frequency and the resonance of the Sophia Code, step into meditation, receive quantum healing empowerments. We're going to do all of that. We're going to get super high on the divine love of God. And the divine love of God is here even before that as well. And that is a big part of this call tonight, is remembering that the frequency and the resonance of divine love has not left us in the wake of this global pandemic. The only thing that is happening is we are having to make a critical choice to tune into the presence of divine love more than ever before. What's interesting about humanity is that we're conditioned to become lazy or complacent or controlling about our relationship with the source, kind of going to it in communion when it's convenient or when we want something. And these extreme times bring us back to the understanding that life goes well for us when we commune with Sophia God every day. Not because when we don't commune with God, we're being punished. It's because when we don't commune with Sophia God, we are separating ourselves from the source of all of our love, of all of our answers, the source of all of our needs, the source of that presence that goes beyond our daily needs. It's the presence that nurtures and sustains us and enlightens us. It's the presence that lifts us up into that clear, all-knowing space of who we are, why we're here, and how loved we are regardless of all circumstances, and how protected we are. That presence of divine love never leaves us. It hasn't forsaken us. We're not being punished by the earth. The earth isn't rising up against us because of pollution. This has nothing to do with the earth or with God. The earth is always doing the same thing, loving us, creating for us, regenerating life for us. What we are watching right now is a pandemic and an epidemic of humanity's own willful, free will creation of dark agendas. That's it. That's it. If you go and you study Green Tara's chapter in the Sophia Code, she gives an example of her planet Karnak, where they went through generations, eons of situations just like what we've been experiencing here on Earth, centuries of oppression to discover, oh, am I going to take up the mantle of Christ consciousness now? Oh, am I going to look at my relationship with God now? Oh, am I going to look at my relationship with myself now? Oh, am I going to look at my relationship with life now? Or am I going to save it for another day or another month or another year or another lifetime? We can put off our evolution for as long as we want because we all have free will. It's fascinating. And because when we come into a human body, we become so localized and so fine-tuned to our body and to this single lifetime. But the truth is that spiritual evolution, the journey of ascension, happens over centuries, over eons of time for a species. We don't like to think in terms like that because it's too long, and we're a society that's been addicted to immediate gratification. You know, there was a time on this planet where humanity thought in terms of 7 generations ahead, 44 generations ahead, and backwards. We gave thanks to our ancestors and we prayed for our children yet to come. And we worked for a better world out of gratitude for what our ancestors, survived to give us a better life. And we worked towards creating a better life for our future generations. It's like that was the mindset at other times. And that is the mindset that we have the choice to return to in this lifetime. That will be one of the foundational principles of living a golden age of miracles, as the Ascended Masters promised, that we, if we step into our greatest potential through these crises, we can still birth. The golden age doesn't show up like a spaceship out of nowhere and just airdrop some golden age reality onto this planet. The golden age of miracles happens because you and I dig really deep and get super excited about what our real potential is. The interesting crux of that position we're in is that our true potential scares the crap out of us. Our sovereign divinity is such a bright light. Our sovereign divinity is such a huge divine inheritance that most of us freak out when we get close to that light that we are. When we understand that the presence of God is abiding within us as us, we are God on the front lines. It's just like, woo, it blows your hair back. Because then you realize, oh my God, I am just as important as every other leader in this movement. I am here to play an important role. I can't allow just somebody to just play that role for me, because nobody can show up to the role that God has decided to be as me, as a unique fingerprint here in this world. This is why Isis of the Sophia Dragon Tribe, as well as all the Key Codes, came to me and asked me to birth an authentic mystery school curriculum over the past 3 years, which was very challenging for me. Did I want to live in my greatest potential to do that? No, but I still showed up to do it because the Sophia Code as a divine genome was operating enough within me that I resourced the strength of my divine light and the divine love within me and from the council to show up and do far beyond what I knew I was capable of. And I know that everyone in this year's mentor journey with us is showing up to do the same, that same inner journey, so that we can all co-create together whatever we have been tasked with as angelic missions. That's what the Sophia Code Mystery School prepares us to do: body, heart, mind, and soul. So let's be clear. The virus is real, and the virus is very dangerous in the sense of it has been engineered. It was released. I don't have all the information on my website or anything like that, nor do I care to go into that space. But I know without a doubt, based on, you don't have to dig very far into alternative media to understand that this was a creation of man's agendas of a certain population, to decrease the population, to put us in a space of panic and fear, and to discover how far we could push our civil rights being slowly taken away from us. But it's at an accelerated rate. And with that said, with all of that said, we at any point as a collective, we can gather and grow the radiance of our collective light. We can step into our spiritual maturity. We can take responsibility for embodying our higher self-consciousness and learning how to live as the masters did during times of crisis when they walked the earth as well. I was sharing, I believe in the equinox ceremony, that when Jesus and Mary Magdalene and Mother Mary walked the earth, We don't adore them because they walked the earth during some, perfect time. They walked the earth as the greatest light during the darkest hour of their generation. You could walk down any street in their lifetime and people would be strung up on crucifixes just because. A woman could be stoned to death immediately just because. There was no laws protecting human rights back then other than the whims of the Roman Empire. So we have to understand that the reason why we continue to mentor with them is because they know the very real challenges that we are facing within ourselves to show up to bring forward the greatest light. What's so interesting about this time is that most of society has been so programmed that it's willing to put itself in its own prison. It's willing to, and I'm not saying self-containment with this virus isn't the right thing to do, because honestly, it is right now. We should all do our part to make sure that we're being very responsible in how we respond to what's going on right now with the threat of this virus. But I want you to take a look at the dynamic. Okay, a strain of the flu virus gets released into this world, and it brings the entire world to its knees through the way that the world reacts, through fear, and the way that the world was not consciously prepared for what was going to happen. That was all designed. So I need you to take a look at that and say to yourself, when I self-contain regarding this flu, how am I going to spend my time? Am I going to lock my doors and sit in my house and be afraid? Or am I going to sit in my home and be with my family and my loved ones? Am I going to be very, very proactive and use this time wisely? To be in meditation, to be in prayer, to sit, to perhaps write, to finish projects that have been pulling on your heartstrings, to organize, to cleanse, to spend more time resting and rebalancing and inviting your mind to open up to the radical creativity that the Holy Spirit is prompting us to live in at this time in response to this global crisis. What's so interesting about the outcome, I don't want to glorify a dark agenda, and I don't want to glorify a virus that was released in the population, but I do want to glorify humanity's ability to respond through its free will by communing with its own natural genius creativity that was given to us as a quality of our divinity. Our creativity can birth so beyond this global pandemic. We have a choice of, in this moment, how we're going to respond is setting us up for future timelines where we could experience more of this, or perhaps we can create such a positive response and maybe we can detour out of the next wave and the next wave and the next wave that is being prepared. Like it can get worse than this easily. And if it does, we'll be ready for that as well. Divine love is guiding us in all ways. The prayer is, how many souls can we awaken as quickly as possible to the truth of their sovereign divinity, to the truth of their direct connection to God? Do we understand at this point that we would not be in this space if everyone was practicing a direct communion with God? It's impossible to let fear control you when you have a daily practice to connect with your source. That's so much of what this dark agenda is doing its best to prevent. It's our direct faith, our direct trust in our source, and the incredible light that is generated when we gather in person. That's why worship services in any church and in any religion are so powerful. And it's why people continue to go to church services, even if they don't believe in what the doctrine is of the church. They're going to connect with the heart of other human beings, lifting their hearts up in prayer and in worship, because that's a very high vibration. So in today's call, we're going to open our hearts through reading passages from the Sophia Code. We're going to open our hearts through prayer and meditation. We're going to be reminded of how protected and cared for we are. And we're going to be reminded by the Ascended Masters of how safe it is for us to embody our sovereignty at this time. So many of us over the past 4 years have been working through very deep-seated fears about being seen in our light from previous lifetimes of being killed for being the light. Standing up to these very same agendas that are still at work here. I assure you, at this point, there's too many of us for them to know even where to begin. That's why we're seeing a reaction of this magnitude across the planet right now. Together, we are creating an invincible divine force of light and divine love that is sweeping this planet right now. The Holy Spirit fire has never been more alive, both in the Sophia Code movement and in all movements to return to the heart of God at this time. Sophia is here within each and every one of us. And so many of us are waking up very, very, very quickly. Now, this is the reason why we are also being called into action to be of service to so many. Think about it. If you're on this call, you've most likely been on a spiritual path for quite some time. If you're new to this work, then there's been some level of getting ready, whether it was in your subconscious or unconscious. You can scan your lifeline and notice different junctions where the Spirit of God has been talking to you, whether it's through your dreams or your intuitions or through signs or through people having conversations with you that finally, whoo, the switches started to flip on recently. And that's how you got to this call. It's just like, it's happening. An accelerated spiritual awakening is happening. And it's not just for you. I actually had to be in the airport. I had to get on a plane 3 days ago. I could not believe the amount of fear that I had to walk through, both in the city I was staying in and then to get on the plane, get off the plane. It was just incredible to walk as the light, to walk as peace and prayer and blessing and being a blesser wherever I went in those circumstances. And I remember walking through the airport and thinking what a luxury it was over the past 4 years for us to have all of our very petty feelings and all of the things that we might have spent hours ruminating over of small things where we get upset with our partners or our neighbors or situations at work. And now in the light of this global pandemic, it's like we're all getting really, really sober to like, what is really worthy of being upset about and what's really worthy about quickly forgiving and the smaller things. I'm not talking about huge wounding forgiveness topics. I'm just talking about the things that we thought were so important that were actually rather petty. They're all falling away now. There's a rebalancing happening in our awareness that our soul already knew the truth of. And so we have to understand that spirituality, especially in America, I've traveled the world twice over the past 2 years, and I've noticed that spirituality in other countries, I want to say big ups to Australia, because every Australian I met over the past 2 years were just so incredibly spiritually mature. But a lot of the spirituality that I would see outside of the US was a deeper, more humbled space of listening. And I believe that's what a lot of us in North America are being called into now, a grounded deepening of spiritual maturity to identify, oh, my spiritual journey is not just for myself. My spiritual journey is here to embody a great light, to be in service to all beings. That is why I'm here. When I was in the city that I was in last week, it was very, I was in a part of the city that there wasn't a lot of relief from the amount of fear that was everywhere. And I walked to a church in the middle of the night, and there was an altar to Mother Mary. And I just stood there with so much radiant gratitude and tears in my eyes, because Mother Mary and Jesus and Mary Magdalene, you know, they were holding it down and serving side by side with a mystery school community that was holding it down for thousands of people that could barely function. You know, it's like that's what we're being called into right now on so many levels. Every time you meditate, every time you pray, every time you make a good choice, every time you show up and serve the hearts and serve your own heart, you must understand you are doing this in service to all of our hearts. That's the big get to. It's not about how cool your spiritual leadership might look on social media. And we talk a lot about that in the Stargate 2 curriculum in the mystery school. So I want to turn to chapter 1. We're going to dive in deep now with the Sophia Code. Now that I've shared a little bit about what's happening out there and what's happening inside of our hearts, I'd like to turn to chapter 1 of the Sophia Code, and we're going to start with the prayer of the divine feminine Christ to open up our hearts, which is on it's on the page 2 of the Sophia Code after the introduction. And before we say this prayer together, I want to say how proud I am of each and every person on this call, and how grateful and thankful I am to each and every one of you. Sometimes I may have a more fiery message to share, but it's because I am feeling on so many levels of my being every aspect of what's unfolding, both the dark and the light, every day of my life. As I sleep, as I dream, and I wrestle every day of how to present this information to an audience. I always want to do it in a really good way to our community, for our community. It's like, I know that the intensity of these times we are living in cannot be ignored, but my prayer is to only ever speak about the intensity of these times that we are living in, to impress upon our awareness what a great privilege and joy it is to practice being this strong, to being this masterful in our embodied light and in our embodied divine love. It's not a 10-step new age process we're looking at here. We are here to walk the way just as the ascended masters did before us, with great humility, with a prayer to be graceful and powerful and humble all at the same time. That's how we're going to make such a significant difference in birth beyond these challenges that we face. That's how we're going to be humble enough to resource the powerful, unlimited creativity within us, because it is a humbling process, as we discover in the mystery school curriculums of the Sophia Code mystery school. It's just like, we got to be humble enough to be that powerful enough to make a difference. So let's talk about why it's safe to be this powerful, because this is the solution for the times that we are living in. Let's start with the prayer of the divine feminine Christ, which is an invitation into the space of the source of our power. The prayer of the divine feminine Christ found in the Sophia Code is it's like a spiritual koan. It encapsulates all of the teachings of the Sophia Code within a single prayer. And I invite you to say it 3 times with me together to set the space of grace for instantaneous miracles and divine knowing to unfold for all of us and for you in your own heart during today's call. Divine Mother of all life, take me to that place deep within your womb where I can know nothing and be reborn anew. Divine Mother of all life, take me to that place deep within your womb where I can know nothing and be reborn anew. Divine Mother of all life, take me to that place deep within your womb where I can know nothing and be reborn anew. I invite you to feel yourself shifting into that seventh plane consciousness of Sophia Christ consciousness. You may begin to feel waves of relief, anxiety, fear, grief, shock, beginning to lift and dissolve off of your shoulders, your back, perhaps your forehead, a furrowed brow, softening. Did you know that it's possible to know nothing so that you can know everything? At this time, I welcome your higher self to begin the process of shifting your awareness to operate from this space of grace, to operate from the presence of the Holy Mother and the Holy Father that exists within you as your own sovereign divinity. This time, I call in the fullness of the Sophia Dragon Tribe to surround us as our community. We have an astounding number of people on this call right now. I call in the Sophia Dragon Tribe to surround every single individual and member of the Heaven on Earth Prayer Collective now with your power, your presence, your grace, the Ascended Master High Council of the Sophia Dragon Tribe, thousands upon thousands of Ascended Masters assembling around you and our entire community now. You may feel the very molecules in the air shift as that happens. Because the Sophia Dragon Tribe is a high council that basks in the resonance of sovereignty. We living on the earth plane are continually living side by side in a 3D matrix that is coded to enslavement, encoded to codependency, encoded to lack consciousness. But the Sophia Dragon Tribe is a high council encoded to sovereignty, divine will, divine order, prosperity, divine love, sobriety, perfect faith, crystalline light, and truth. So those are two completely different realities. And the more time that you spend with a high council of this exceptional caliber, the more you are surrounding yourself in the grace and resonance of sovereignty. The more that you abide in this resonance, the longer you can become acclimated to the truth that this very same resonance exists within every cell of your body as a divine genome of crystalline chromosomes that are activated through the initiations of the Sophia Code to begin to operate and build bridges of light to your physical DNA. Your physical DNA can either be operated by your higher self or your divinity, or it can simply just operate according to the laws of this world. Look around you. What's the choice now? It's time to make the choice. For your DNA, every cell of your body, for your lungs, for your air passages, for your eyes, for your heart, for all of your organs to be operating according to the light of your own divinity. And so I call in the first 8 revealed key codes in the introductory volume of the Sophia Code, which is a divine feminine Christ codex for humanity's spiritual awakening to its sovereign divinity. I call forth those 8 key code ascended masters to now create a circle of empowerment, a circle of divine feminine Christ light around you individually and around our community collectively right now. And I pray that you call in this circle of divine light around you every single day during this pandemic and for the rest of 2020. If you hold the Sophia Code in your hands or you have a copy of your Sophia Code on the altar, while you do this, that will be incredibly powerful for you because their teachings and their revelations and their initiations are inside those 2 covers, radiating as a frequency as you make this invocation. Work with the technology that God has given you. Allow it to work on you. Let yourself receive a gift that is this easy to be received. I'm hearing from the Sophia Dragon Tribe right now. We went through the whole process of birthing it for you for these times. Let it be easy for you because it's hard enough outside in this outer world. So we call in the first 8 key codes that are revealed. Isis, she of 1,000 names, key code 1 to stand in your northeastern gate of life as a pillar of divine feminine Christ light. Key code 2, Hathor, she of 1,000 voices in the Hathor star nation, standing with you in your eastern gate. Green Tara, key code 3, she of 1,000 stars, standing with you as a pillar of divine feminine Christ light, along with her angelic order of Dakinis, arriving in the southeast. In the south, the gateway of life, protecting our innocence, protecting our future children, arrives key code 4, Mother Mary, she of 1,000 roses, with her arms open wide, filled with the radiance of the Holy Mother's divine love for you, which is ever abiding within you and all around us. She is overjoyed to be joining us today for this call, and you may begin to feel all of these victorious rose petals descending from on high as an energetic blessing from Mother Mary's heart to your own. In the southwest, the direction of the healing storms and the thunder beings, we welcome in beautiful Mary Magdalene, she of 1,000 angels. We also welcome, as key code 5 of the Sophia Code, we welcome also her divine masculine counterpart, beloved ascended master Jesus, who is such a miracle worker, and he works his miracles side by side with Mary Magdalene for the well-being and ascension of this planet. We welcome in the entire order of Magdalena. Now, the Order of Magdalena is an order of angelic beings who choose to incarnate on Earth or other planetary matrices as angelic beings in human form or in other forms that incarnate onto this planet. We'll just talk about Earth for now. Incarnate into Earth to be the greatest light during the darkest of times. Many of you are connected to the Order of Magdalena on this phone call during this prayer circle, and it's important for you to feel the power of what it means to be a part of an angelic order. You are a living angel on earth. And those who have been embodied angelic beings, such as Mother Mary, such as Joan of Arc, such as Mary Magdalene, such as Jesus, who stand with you now in your time of glory, take refuge that so many of your brothers and sisters of light are on this call. And I mean like a lot. I can't believe the numbers on this call. You are surrounded in grace. You are surrounded by the presence of your family of light, by God incarnate within so many human beings around this world, encircling you in this light, and you are encircling them. Let us all raise our angelic wings up with Mary Magdalene and Jesus, Joan of Arc, and the entire Order of Magdalena that stands with us in the Southwest at this time. If you have not activated your angel wings, we have angel wing activations on my website. Please activate your angel wings and get that technology up and running during these times. It's absolutely essential. If you have gotten the Activate Your Angel Wings video ceremony, go ahead and watch it again. Deepen in your remembrance over this next week of who you are as a living angel on earth. Beautiful. I'm seeing so many in our community just so proudly lifting their wings up high. If you're feeling a little bit shy about your angel wings being seen, you're in a community of angels. I invite you to raise them up completely straight up like an archangel. And on that note, let's also invoke Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Uriel, Archangel Ariel, Archangel Jophiel, Archangel Zadkiel, Archangel Shamuel, Archangel Metatron, Archangel Sandalphon. We invoke all of the archangels of grace, the archangels of abundance. I invoke Archangel Gideon Macuel from the center of the earth. I invoke the Pleiadian archangels, the Syrian archangels, the Andromedan archangels that are all in service to the Sophia dragon tribe. I also invoke the Order of the Sacred Flames. I invoke the Order of Virtues, the Order of the Thrones, and of course the Order of the Seraphim, of which the Sophia dragons are the highest in service of that order, which we will be invoking as we turn this wheel to the pillar Our next pillar, though, is key code 6, Kuan Yin, she of 1,000 waters, and she is arriving with Maha Avatar Babaji. And I've been invoking with greater frequency beautiful Paramahansa Yogananda, who is mentoring our team, myself, and everyone in the Sophia Code movement. As Paramahansa Yogananda and Joan of Arc appeared 2 years ago, and they said, we are going to mentor you on how to run an international movement. And we're going to protect your initiates. And so Paramahansa Yogananda we can learn so much from his faith in God. And his beloved guru was Maha Avatar Babaji. Maha Avatar Babaji is revealed in the Sophia Code as the divine masculine counterpart of Kuan Yin. And so we meet these very powerful figures that represent that Buddhic Christ light, that the teachings of Buddhism, the teachings of other lineage, the Hindi lineages as well, that we're all teaching Christ consciousness. It's the same frequency. It's the same resonance. It's the same teachings. All the aspects, all the lineages create different facets of Christ consciousness. And so they stand with us right now in the West, helping us to go deep within the waters of our soul, to deeply reflect upon this opportunity to cultivate our mastery in the face of this pandemic, so that we can birth a new paradigm, birth a golden age frequency, literally like a newborn child out of the contractions of fear that we face. In the Northwest, we welcome that holy seraphim order, that highest order of the holy seraphim, the Sophia dragons, who have been with us this whole time in this ceremony, but they are literally spiraling within the Northwestern gate around you and around our container of consciousness. And you can hear their scales singing the glory of Sophia God. You can feel the lightning crashing out of their scales. Lightning of inspiration, the lightning of illumination, the lightning that creates healing rains to fall. The lightning that burns through our darkness and immediately shifts awareness into the totality of its sovereign divinity. The Sophia dragons are infinitely kind and infinitely powerful and infinitely all-knowing, and continually giving birth to more and more sovereign creation on behalf of Sophia God. They are key code 777, she who births sovereign creators. They're divine mother creatrix, angelic mothers, birthing mothers for all of reality. We cannot work with a higher key code to understand our sovereign divinity. You want to get real serious about looking at the totality of who you are, look into the eyes of a Sophia dragon. And all the universes will be revealed within you. Finally, in the North, the home of the ancestors, where we look both to all the generations that have brought us forward and to all the generations ahead of us. We travel that wheel of life. We welcome White Buffalo Woman, key code 7 of the Sophia Code, she of 1,000 white clouds and thunder beings, and the entire White Buffalo Star Nation arriving on our behalf. Their thunderous hooves, their thunder beings incarnate as well, both here as a prophetic sign of this time embodied on the earth plane, as well as walking with us in the spirit world, protecting us, guiding us, illuminating the path before us, keeping our minds and our hearts in the spirit of abundance consciousness. For that is buffalo medicine. We have more than enough for our tribe. We have more than enough for each other. Feeling the power of these 8 key codes and their associated angelic orders alone, let alone the thousands of ascended masters that are key code 333 of the Sophia Dragon tribe, she who speaks is one counsel. Straight up, you are surrounded by the power of grace right now. And so at this time, we now welcome every single person in this call to lift up your consciousness beyond the pandemic, beyond the fear, beyond the anxiety, even beyond the form of this world, to lift up your consciousness within the cosmos within you into the inner temples, to the temple of Sophia within the 7th plane, where instantaneous miracles and divine knowing exist. Now you can travel in your consciousness beyond this world, beyond the sun, moon, and stars, beyond all the layers of reality, all the planes of existence, beyond the fourth plane and the fifth plane, beyond the sixth plane of the laws, and back into that one source light from which you were born. Even beyond the light, back into the womb space of the no thing. You could visualize that place within you now, or you could go directly into the very throne of your I am presence within your center of your heart. It doesn't matter how you get there, but what does matter is that you can feel the tingling within every cell of your body, that you are now in the presence of God. You are always in the presence of Sophia God, but your awareness is now consciously abiding and willing to be available to the communion between you and God that is always happening in every present moment. So I invite us to take 3 deep breaths within this presence and this communion that is happening right now between your soul and your creator creatrix source. And the first thing that I'm hearing from the High Council is, for those of you that were on the equinox, have participated in the equinox ceremony, again, available for replay. Just contact our team if you still need those activations. They're reminding you to tune in right now to your golden dragon light body. During our equinox ceremony, we walk through the process of the Ascended Masters helping us carry that, draw that technology, those golden scales, closer to our physical bodies, so that we could feel that beautiful higher self spiritual technology become a golden armor for our physical health and well-being, for our spiritual boundaries in this lifetime. Does that mean you're closing off your heart or disconnecting from the rest of humanity? Absolutely not. It's impossible for you to do that. This is how you can remain in your constant connection with humanity and still feel the sanity and the certainty and the peace of your own connection to God, no matter where you walk and in all circumstances. I'm being guided actually to turn to the Sophia Dragons right now, where they talk about the divine inheritance of the golden dragon light body. On page 310, they asked me to read this passage. This is the word of the Sophia Dragons. Advanced initiates embodying the superpowers of their activated Crete chakra were freed from all physical limitations, mastering the elements of both heaven and earth to create any sovereign reality of their choosing, beyond all universal laws governing form. Attaining this level of spiritual self-realization often generated within the initiate a full-body gratitude for the gift of life, genuine altruism for humanity's future, and a single-focused desire to serve the divine will of Sophia. As this exceptional stage of personal mastery, an initiate would apply for preliminary entrance into the Order of the Golden Dragon Teachers. The Order of the Golden Dragon Teachers is a mystery school lineage ordained by Sophia for souls who are preparing to become ascended masters in service to a species, planet, galaxy, or universe. If you're wondering if that's you, it's you. It is also an ancient network of overlighting council members that support the accelerating magnetism of an established Ascended Master's divine mission. For an advanced initiate to apply for preliminary entrance into this holy order, they must successfully download and embody the Golden Dragon light body while in human form, using its wisdom and power to serve the divine will of Sophia. Boom. What are we here to do? It's here in the Sophia Code, page 310 and 311. This is how we're going to serve humanity, and it doesn't matter if humanity understands it or not. As the Sophia Dragons tribe say over and over again, this is truth whether you beyond our understanding and independent of our conscious understanding. our soul understands these technologies. I'm going to continue to read. The Golden Dragon Light Body is a spiritual technology that we designed through which our children can live and create as we do, as angels of sovereignty within the realms of form. This light body can be thought of as a suit of golden dragon scales that can easily slip over your human form and upgrades every system of your body, heart, and mind. Do we need this technology during a global pandemic? Yes. Directed by your own higher self, the Golden Dragon Light Body technology begins downloading through your eighth chakra and interfaces with your Kundalini channels and neurological highway. Anchoring first at the center of your Hri chakra, it travels into every cell of your body to integrate with the Sophia Code motherboard and then radiates out, surrounding your entire body in a golden field of light. Once anchored, your human chakras spin into alignment to interface with the chakras of the Golden Dragon Light Body. Your human eyes will then adjust to peer out through the multifaceted, bejeweled eyes of your own dragon embodiment. The golden scales form themselves as a living intelligence around your 8 major chakra system and their correlating fields of light. Fully formed, this light body is a golden dragon embodiment for your higher self to surround you in a permanent Merkaba magnetic field of your own sovereign power. At first, you may feel, okay, we're going to stop there. That's exactly where they want me to stop, because a permanent Merkaba magnetic field of your own sovereign power. Whoa. Talk about being able to dispel, to literally not only release negativity out of your own body, heart, and mind, but to be able to dispel that same negativity through the spiritual technology of your body for all of humanity. So let's spend some time here breathing into our bodies and witnessing. Let's make sure we're all up to speed and upgraded in our Golden Dragon Light Body technology. For those of you who are brand new to the Sophia Code, no worries. You can listen to the replay of this call after you do the Golden Dragon initiation in chapter 13 of the Sophia Code. And so anything that you're receiving on this call is preparing your body, heart, and mind to be able to go back and do this initiation for yourself. It must be done page for page, word for word, where you're speaking this initiation out loud. And for those of you who want to continue to integrate this initiation within all levels of your being, you can listen to the key code recording in either the audiobook, or you can get the MP3 on my website. I've recorded it in my own voice to ensure that the transmission is serving you through that recording over and over again. Holy Mother, Sophia God, I welcome your highest seraphim, the Sophia Dragons, to step forward and now initiate every person on this call. I must admit, I'm completely surprised by where this call is going, and I completely surrender to your holy divine will, working its magic and working its miracles over each and every one of us right now. I feel the presence of your Holy Spirit falling fresh upon us. I witness Jesus, Mother Mary, and Mary Magdalene stepping forward with all of the angelic orders and the Sophia Dragons to bless every single individual on today's call. I watch as we are being blessed with the Ascended Masters and the Sophia Dragon tribe, adjusting all the scales on our Golden Dragon Light Body, helping our higher self presence, our own higher self consciousness to integrate on all 4 levels of our being, our physical body, our emotional body, our mental bodies, and our spiritual causal bodies, to begin to interface and interlock with this Golden Dragon Light Body technology in the way that our souls are ready to receive it now. In response to this global pandemic, we claim the truth of this golden armor. You shared with us in Ephesians in the Bible to put on the armor of God. And this is what you have revealed to us through the Sophia Code. What is this armor that magnetizes only good to us, that makes us invisible to our enemies, that nurtures and protects us, and not only that, but allows us to step into our full sovereign power to generate a Merkaba field of light that literally dissolves negativity and transmutes it through the power of our free will, aligned with your divine will to do so. Holy Mother Sophia God, I witness your ascended masters and your angelic orders of the Holy Seraphim and all the angelic orders, literally accelerating the rate of each of our chakras to begin to spin at the speed of light in accordance with the the chakras in the golden dragon light body. I witness that there is an upgrade happening within all 8 major chakras of each of our human bodies that are interfacing with our golden dragon light bodies. I'm witnessing wheels within wheels of light, accelerated. Oh my gosh, how do I even explain this with human words? Accelerating to a point that the Merkaba light that we are is becoming strengthened. And I'm feeling that Merkaba light filling our legs all the way down our legs through in our knees, our hip sockets, down our feet. And there's this full body transmission that is deeply connecting us directly to your source in the 7th plane. All of these different rays of light, all of it, it's like colors from the universe that I have never even seen before. Also the colors from this planet, all of the rays of light that the Sophia dragons are connected to, which is every color that exists in the spectrum of your consciousness, Sophia God, being downloaded directly from the source into our bodies, into our golden dragon light bodies, activating all the scales of our golden dragon light bodies, activating our consciousness to understand the sovereign army of angelic light that we came here to be, that we are safe in this sovereignty. Not only are we safe, we're here as transmuters, as alchemizers, as those who came to burn back the darkness by literally being willing vessels, holy chalices that you pour your consciousness into and through us as overflowing chalices of divine light. As our golden dragon light body technology deeply protects our physical form, our sight, our voices, our womb spaces, our hearts, and our hands, to create as you would have us to create according to your divine will, to prosper each and every one of us, every moment of every day. I'm witnessing on this call that there are children connected to members of our prayer collective that are asking to have a download of the golden dragon light body for themselves as well. And their souls, I see, have been prepared by their parents, by grandparents, by aunties or uncles that are on this call that have been praying for their children. Holy Mother Sophia God, Ascended Masters, Sophia Dragon Tribe, we ask for golden dragon light body activations to happen for any and on all souls that are too young to actually go walk through that initiation, the Sophia Code. Thank you. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I'm witnessing so many of our Sophia Code. We have Sophia Circle leaders on this call. For those of you who are new to our container, to our movement, last year we birthed the Sophia Circle Leadership Program, which is a program to a leadership training where you can walk groups in your community and your clients through Sophia Circle journeys, through the Sophia Code as a sacred text, through the resonance of sovereignty, walking them with this beautiful leadership manual that we provide. It is an exceptional program that we had very brave souls say yes to. And I'm seeing that the Sophia Circle leaders on this prayer call are literally acting as pillars along with the key codes and along with our team angels on behalf of these children that are receiving this golden dragon light body empowerment right now. And I want to speak into the field. Thank you, thank you, thank you for your leadership and the Sophia Code movement worldwide. We're so grateful for you. And I'm witnessing that as this ascended masters are working, as we as a collective of leaders are working together in this prayer, I'm witnessing that the Merkaba light of this many people activated in their golden dragon light body working together as one. Yes, the Sophia Dragon Tribe is pointing me to chapter 3. They're telling me to read this right now out loud. The last paragraph. Whew. You are living on page 20. They are saying on page 19 to 20, we as the Ascended Masters are here to mentor your sovereign creator power, revealing the way ahead for living in ever-increasing alignment with your higher self to activate the Sophia Code within you. We offer you our resonant field of loving support for integrating your unique divine genome in human form. In this ordained age of miracles, you are now given full disclosure that the crystalline light body technology of the Sophia Code exists within you. As overlighting mentors, we stand ready, continually by your side and feeling that Merkaba light pulsing, 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 connecting you to every single member on this prayer collective call. Because what is this frequency teaching you? It's teaching you how to connect to your family of light, not just the Ascended Masters in the higher realms, but in your family of light here on earth. We are powerful when we are unified in this field of sovereignty. As your overlighting mentors, we stand ready continually by your side to assist you in activating and revealing the Sophia Christ light already shining within your DNA. You are a living master walking upon this earth. In this lifetime, you will remember who you really are by consciously activating your divine genome through the power of your sovereign free will. As you choose to activate more and more of the Sophia Code within you, this wonderful crystalline light body will become increasingly visible for your inner eyes to worship the truth of your divine nature. There's one other paragraph that they are showing me in my mind that I can't find right now. Yes, this is the one, page 28. Our broadcast intentionally activates humanity's awareness to its essential role as a key code species in the Sophia Code cosmology, journeying alongside many other advanced species in the cosmos who are also devoted to awakening Sophia Christ consciousness within the world of form. As such, we herein plainly reveal that the living transmission of the Sophia Dragon Tribe is a holographic blueprint for awakening humanity to its role as a sovereign species that is participating in the ascension journey of an interstellar and interuniversal community of beings known as the one body of Sophia Christ. That's the frequency that you and I are literally as fields, whirling Merkaba fields of light, generating what I'm hearing from Joan of Arc, an Ark of the Covenant energy. When we each step into our Merkaba fields of light, which is generated from downloading the Golden Dragon light body and activating the divine genome within us, then we come together as Merkaba fields of light. We create an atomic divine force of nature level of light that can affect the greatest change on this planet. So let's explore what we can do together in this radical field of magnetic Ark of the Covenant light. And what's funny is that the altar that they had me design for the equinox ceremony, I didn't plan this at all, actually looks like the Ark of the Covenant, with the wings and the shape of the altar structure and the candles. It was like, that is the frequency I'm hearing Joan and the Order of Magdalena. That is the frequency that we must step into. We have to understand that our sovereign power is atomic. It is an atomic light. They're using that word atomic because our consciousness knows what an atomic bomb can do in destruction. So they're saying we're using that word atomic so that you can make the connection that your light is just as powerful. Further, your light is even more powerful. So together, from the seventh plane, from this temple of Sophia, surrounded by the Sophia dragons and all of the ascended masters, I invite you to witness this great ball of light. It's this ball of light it's not just a ball of light, it's like this planet of light that we're creating. There's this painting that I saw in France at the Louvre, and it's this incredible, I forget the painter, but I have a picture of it on my phone, and it's the painting of this war scene. And in the right corner of the painting, there's a planet of light, and Jesus is descending. He is with all of the angels around this planet. And that's what I'm witnessing. We are creating this full planet of light, literally birthing it. And I want you to put your prayers and your intentions for humanity to heal from this coronavirus, not from vaccines, not from another agenda, but from spontaneous healing and spontaneous immunity, from the communion with our source. Viruses can only hook into the body if the levels of fear or anxiety that we're living in create an environment for those viruses to, and I don't want to say that in a judgmental way, because if somebody as a light worker has come into contact with corona and you are in the process of healing yourself from it, you could have also taken it in to be a part of the transmutation process of humanity's fear about it. So I want everyone to understand there's the journey of how a virus can get stuck in the body on a metaphysical level, and there are also light workers who willingly do that to transmute it for the field. So there's no judgment here. The prayer, though, is for the healing right now. No matter what reason humanity is taking in, or any light workers, we're putting within this planet of light divine order, perfect health, faith and confidence in our relationship with this pure light divinity that we are. Visualize and feel the solution that's coming directly from God through you into this beautiful globe of light that we are collecting within the seventh plane. See it spinning as the way our Earth spins in its orbit. Feel how you are connected to hundreds of other light workers on this call, and the light of their heart and the light of their golden dragon light body is being sent to this beautiful planet of light, including our prayers for the healing of everyone who's suffering from corona right now, and any other bioweapon virus that's been sent out across this world, viral or otherwise. Sending out the prayer that we can be liberated from these learning experiences about our divinity, our sovereign divinity, through these weapons of mass destruction, honestly. And feeling that Trinity, there are three flames that are arriving. The flame of divine will, which is a sapphire blue flame. The flame of the Holy Spirit, which is beautiful white flames with iridescent sheen that comes from the Sophia dragons. I'm seeing the flame of Divine Mother's love, which is rose quartz pink flame. And there's also this golden flame that's coming in at the center of that Trinity from the Ascended Masters as a blessing for this golden age of miracles. These threefold flames, with the fourth flame coming down the center into this planet of light, with all of our healing intentions for our world, for our planet, as well as I'm hearing for all of the animal beings and teachers and species on this planet that are a part of this ascension journey. I invite you to start to feel the winds picking up, because there's something really multidimensional happening right now. Within this temple of Sophia that we are all within. The Holy Spirit of God is asking us to send this planet of light over this the 3D matrix that's creating this world that so many people are being infected by and enslaved into. As a sovereign nation of Sophia gods, as daughters and sons of the Most High, we bless all of humanity with this planet of light, this vision, this energetic resonance, this magnetic Merkaba field of light that we descend over as a blessing from on high, over every man, woman, and child, over every four-legged, every winged one, all of the trees and the plants and the ocean and the rivers, the soil, all of the insects that are struggling to maintain their existence. We bless you with this planetary, this planet of light that we are generating from our sacred hearts, from our golden dragon light bodies into this 3D matrix now. Let's watch that beautiful planet of light descend over this matrix and literally seal it up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop it like it's hot all the way down, anchoring from the Arctic to Antarctica. I'm watching this light literally flooding across North America, Canada, the United States, Mexico, Central America, all the way down South America. I'm watching that light flooding all of Europe, going all the way across through Russia and Asia and Southeast Asia, all the way down to Africa, flooding down Africa, all of the children of Africa, all of the people, feeding them this light, this manna of Sophia God, this food. This is food. This is medicine. This is the healing of God. It's the communion that we are not separate. This light has nutrients and minerals and immunity, and we send this light, the sovereign Christ light, into this world. Wherever there is land, wherever there is water, wherever there are people breathing, wherever there's organisms regenerating itself, we bless it with Sophia Christ consciousness, with all of our prayers and all of our medicine and all of our certainty that we are here rebirthing this planet through our consciousness, our collective Christ consciousness now. And the Holy Seraphim, the Sophia dragons, I'm witnessing thousands of them descending over this planet from the temple of Sophia, because we are asking them to do so. And all of the thousands upon millions of winged ones, the legions upon legions of angelic orders, flooding this planetary matrix through the grace of our willingness to set them loose. We call for divine order, divine love, healing, immaculate conceptions of healing, the energy and resonance of miracles to flood our planet, to flood every human heart. And we witness these miracles and this incredible sovereign Christ light being anchored within every human being and every being on this planet, willing to receive the blessing, the flood of our divine love, baptizing the consciousness, the collective consciousness of humanity now. Finally, I'm also witnessing this beautiful Merkaba field of incredible sovereign atomic power. Let's begin to vacuum this planet from all viruses that are seeking to wrest from any dark agendas, as well as the lessons that we are learning from these dark agendas about the power of our light. You know, I've got to say, we've never seen this many people in prayer right now, connecting with the Ascended Masters. Thank you, global dark agendas that seek to annihilate, rape, and destroy humanity. Thank you for being our teachers. Thank you for being our motivators. Thank you for showing us how important the truth of our sovereign Christhood is. And for those who are here, the teaching is now done. We get it. And so if there's any contracts with the dark that you've had to keep your feet to the fire, if you're ready to keep your feet to the holy fire of your own divinity, guiding you into these mystery school teachings, guiding you to activate your divine genome, guiding you to step into your leadership at this time, let's allow any suffering, any contracts of suffering with the dark to be fully released now, so that you can be completely mentored by the presence of God within you, by the presence of your own Holy Spirit, higher self. And if you so choose, by the presence of these exceptional high council of Ascended Masters, the Sophia Dragon Tribe. And if it is in alignment for you, through our mystery school container, which is here for you in support of these incredible times that we are living in, to learn together, to grow together. The temple gates are open for you. I'm witnessing Archangel Michael, who is very, very happy in this moment, watching us gathering as a collective, as one body of Sophia Christ, vacuuming out COVID-19, as well as I'm seeing Ebola, as well as SARS. I'm seeing other engineered viral bioweapons being vacuumed out of the consciousness of humanity. So I speak into this collective field as a broadcast from the seventh plane to all of humanity. We are the Heaven on Earth Prayer Collective. For those souls who no longer wish to learn from this virus, there's a portal being open for us to vacuum out this virus from your consciousness and from this planet. If you so choose to receive this blessing, it's very simple. Your soul may say, yes, thank you, I accept, I receive. And our Heaven on Earth Prayer Collective is blessing you now, lifting you up now, flooding you with the awareness of this Sophia Christ light that's available to you now. We exist as a sovereign nation of God, of God's love, of God's perfect mercy and grace, of God's beautiful creation. From our hearts to yours, we send you the awareness that you too can build bridges of light from your divine genome to your carbon-based DNA, to operate your consciousness according to the divine will of your own higher self and your own direct connection to your source. We are not lost as a species, and we are not enslaved. We are free, we are sovereign, and we are whole. And together we have created a collective field of sovereign light that is God's country for you to come home to when you are ready and available to understand the prayer that is praying you into your ascension. We will be here for you as leaders of this light, praying for you, uplifting you, and uplifting ourselves. But we must stay in this frequency, and we will maintain this frequency, and we will abide in this frequency as we hold the temple gates open for you to walk over the threshold from a 3D matrix of illusion into the truth and light of this sovereign nation that we are. And so in closing revelations of this Heaven on Earth Prayer Collective, this very powerful prayer collective ordained by the Ascended Masters to go down exactly as it went down today for the liberation and great happiness of all beings in my own heart. I can feel how happy I am to feel the power that we are creating and generating as a collective. I can feel it within every cell of my body. I receive these closing activations for every single leader on this prayer call, for that part of humanity that is listening to this prayer call but is not in attendance, but is receiving these divine interventions of grace. I now ask the Sophia Dragon Tribe to lift all of humanity and every aspect of the planet that's receiving these transmissions directly into the seventh plane, and that their healing empowerment will continue to unfold as guided by the Ascended Master Council. I now shift my attention back to all of the leaders and members of our prayer collective to give your last empowerments and activations for them specifically today as way showers, embodied way showers of Sophia Christ light. Holy Mother Sophia God, thank you so much for these embodied leaders. Thank you so much for every daughter and son of the Most High on this call. Thank you for their willingness to serve side by side with the archangels and ascended masters. Thank you for this glorious resonance of our collective field truly beginning to build as the one body of Sophia Christ in human form. My eyes are wide open to the power of your presence within every single soul in this call. I am overjoyed at the miracle that I am witnessing in this prayer collective call today. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. That so many souls have chosen to embody this much of their Sophia Christ light, to choose to radiate the resonance of sovereignty at such an essential moment on this planet. My heart feels so lifted up to bear witness to your congregation of souls that have chosen to say yes and become fully awakened to their role, their important role. Holy Mother Sophia God, I bear witness as each of the key codes come forward to anoint us, to bless our wings, to bless our heart. Any final adjustments on our Golden Dragon Light Body technology, I ask for that to be administered according to, of course, everyone's own higher self. Yes, and what I'm seeing being directed by the key codes, they're asking each and every one of us in closing of this ceremony to visualize your golden dragon light body. Lift your eyes up to the heavens, they're saying. And as you do, lift your hands up, bring your palms up to receive the blessings of God. I'm seeing that beautiful dove of Shekinah's peace, a transmission descending over each and every one of us. And they're asking, visualize your golden dragon light body tail, like the tail of the technology, spiraling all the way down to the center of the earth. Don't get caught in any 3D matrix. Go right to the sacred heart of Sophia Gaia. And you'll know that you're connecting into her heart because it's like a sun at the center of the earth. It's a star at the center of the earth. Connect. There you go. Boom. It's like putting a plug into a socket. And then feel that regenerative Merkaba field of the earth. Her star power flooding right up your golden dragon light body tail, filling your root chakra and blasting out any last anxieties and fears from your root chakra so you can begin fully drinking from your direct connection to the earth all the way up your spine, filling all of your psychic centers and every cell of your body, all of your organs with that profound, grounded, certain, confident connection to the earth. And by the power of our collective I am presence and the Holy Spirit within me and within everyone present on this call, it is now commanded that these activations and these empowerments are now sealed in the light and fire of your own Holy Spirit and your own body, heart, and mind, now and forevermore. It is done, it is done, it is done. Let's say it together. It is done, it is done, it is done. By the power of 3, a perfect Trinity, it is done. And so it is. Receiving the closing sacred flames now sealing up within you and within everyone on this call, sealing up this ceremonial space, imprinting the information, the truth of what has happened in this multidimensional global transmission for humanity and for this planet within every cell of your body, so that in the days and weeks to come, you will remember, I was a part of this. We did this. And we will continue to birth this Ark of the Covenant, sovereign Christ light here on earth, for the great liberation and happiness of all beings, all the way into that golden age of miracles that you and I came here to birth together side by side, from my heart to yours. I want to thank you for your willingness to stand in this much of your own power and grace, alongside so many light workers around the world, praying with you. If you would like to continue on this journey with us, deepening and how powerful we can become, I deeply, deeply invite you to join us. The temple gates are still open for the 2020 mentor journey, both the Silver Dragon and Golden Dragon journeys. I can't believe that we planned this journey in the midst of the CV outbreak. This is all arranged by Sophia. And so if you would like to learn more, please feel free to reach out to our team angels for how easy we can make it for you to enroll, to be on this journey with us. We've received some amazing feedback about how much these journeys are supporting our community. And of course, if you would like to receive even more activations for staying in your center, I have more videos on YouTube from last weekend, and we have the equinox ceremony with replay, which is only $18. So feel free to reach out to our team for information about how to get that replay. Again, from my heart to yours, thank you so much. It is such an honor and a privilege and joy to be able to do light work, interstellar light work at this level with you. Oh my gosh, you just made my day. Thank you so much. I will see you next month for our next free Heaven on Earth Prayer Collective gathering. Until then, know that you are holy, safe, and free. Remain in your connection with the source. Stay connected with us in our forums. We love you so much. We are here in great gratitude and service to the light of your soul. And together, we've got this. Namaste.